Hi all and welcome to another week of the Tetra Travels. This week I'm doing a video on something I actually did last year, which was a day out with Limitless Motorsport. Limitless aim to help disabled people take part in motorsport. They run a race team, but they also do track days where they invite people with disabilities along to have a go at trying some driving around a track, an experience that most people don't get to do in ordinary life, let alone with a disability. They're run by a group of disabled people, one of them who is a friend of mine called Johnny. And they set up because they all have a love for motorsport and they wanted to share that with the disability community. They're relatively new and they're looking to gain charitable status at some point, so look out for them. And yeah, I fully recommend having a go. It was a really fantastic day and I'm going to show you a bit about it now. So on the day I actually went up to Snetterton Circuit in Norfolk. I didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, I knew that there would be some kind of driving. I have a driver's license, so it meant that I could go out on track, but I wasn't sure in what capacity that would be. So I sort of arrived a bit trepidatious, like I'd sort of been promised that even if we can't get driving, they would get me in some cars and sort of blast me around the track. But I was hoping that I could get behind the wheel if possible. Before the event, I had to do a few forms and do like a induction pack online. So I did all that, and when we got there, I had to sign a few forms. And it was declared that I could have a go at driving around the track with some guidance. Firstly, they set the car up. They set up a Tetra grip for myself that I brought with me. I've left that with them now, so if other people with tetraplegia want to have a go, then hopefully they can join in the fun too. So firstly, we had to get that attached to the car, and once that was all set up, it was good for me to go. I got transferred in. They had a couple of guys who were pretty strong who sort of chucked me in the car. It's a bit difficult to transfer because you've got to get past sort of a roll cage. But yeah, they had people around who are willing to help and sort of chuck you about as long as you're willing to be a bit manhandled. So yeah, they got me in pretty easily, and yeah, I was good to go. I have to say I was extremely nervous. I'd never been on a track before. I'd done go-karting before my accident, and yeah, I was reasonably okay, but never anything like this. So my heart was fluttering a little bit. Didn't know what to make of it. And yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. One thing to note as well is there's no power steering on the car, so it's very stiff on the steering wheel. Now, as someone with no triceps, that means it's very difficult to push the wheel from left to right. So this meant that the person who was with me, who was going to help me, agreed that he was going to just help me with those movements from left to right as we went round to make sure that I was safe driving the vehicle. As I say, they had sort of a professional driving coach who came to help, and he was the one who took me out on track for the drive. I was sort of, yeah, as I say, I was very nervous, but he was really like good about it, and he was kind of saying like, look, I've got the steering wheel if you need to, and like we can take over if anything is going wrong, just let me know. So yeah, I felt like I was in very safe hands, and despite being in a situation that could be quite dangerous, I didn't feel like that was too much of an issue. Which made me feel really safe and good. But they do always make you aware that anything can happen on a track day, and it's sort of at your own risk to take part. But I was more than willing. It was something I'd really wanted to do for a long time. Again though, because I was nervous, I sort of said, can we give the car a bit of a drive around the car park area first, just to get a feel for the steering, the vehicle, and just to check I felt that I was going to be safe. I didn't want to go out on track and be a danger to other people. So we agreed that we'd just go around the car park for a bit. So there's a bit of footage of that, and then a bit of footage of what it was like inside the vehicle. And you can sort of see the guy helping me out, and just generally sort of discussing how I should be driving it. And we're discussing the issues we might have. It was actually really useful to do that trip around the car park because the Tetra grip turned out wasn't really tied on very well. So while we were there, we kind of fiddled around with it, made sure I was comfortable and ready to go out on track.
That's it, we'll never see him again now.
Yeah, it's in neutral. Cool, just make sure you're off the brake. So.
Do I need to steer at all?
Nah, you're okay. Just a bit more. Cool, just hold it on the brake a sec.
Do I need to take the brake off?
Just one sec. Is it out? Yep, all good. Cool, just keep your foot on the brake a sec and then I'll do all the gears for you, mate. Cool. So now what we've got to do is off the brake, it'll roll itself forward just like a normal auto. Just give it a little bit of throttle, just kind of help it on its way forward. Go and have a little gander.
I can't see to my left, so...
That's alright, I'll tell you everything. So I've got some of the mirrors as well, so I'll let you know of cars and stuff like that. So you just keep looking forward. Just a little bit of throttle, keep rolling. So keep rolling. Sweet, just round to the right. So cool. Sweet, yeah, that's it, you're all good. Out to your left. A little bit of throttle.
See, that's what I'm struggling.
That's it, cool. Just wait there a second. Cool, that's it, yeah, over to your left, that's it, yep, you're all good, keep going.
Are we going out to the car park?
Yeah, keep going, a bit more. That's it, cool.
Which way do we go?
Cool, keep going up here. That's it, cool. Sweet, yeah, just follow it around. Nice one, sweet. Not the easiest thing, like kind of pit lane entry in the world, so a little bit of throttle. And yeah, we'll just go round to the right. So yeah, nothing's coming. That's it, cool. And then we'll just head up here, down the left, right, yeah, just straight forward. Don't worry about the lines. So yeah, just keep going down straight and then there's a way like to loop yourself back round and stuff. Then yeah, we'll just give it a little go on the brakes, have a little feel for that.
Once we'd had a play around with that and we'd sort of got a judge for the vehicle, it was time to go out on the track. So there's a bit of footage of some cars going past to just sort of get a judge of the speed. I definitely wasn't going that fast, but yeah, it still felt pretty exhilarating going around, and yeah, and I felt like, considering it was the first time and I was slightly weak, had issues steering, that kind of thing. I feel like I did all right. And I thought I might as well show you what a lap of the track looked like from inside the car. Yeah, as I say, I was having issues steering. This was one of my first warm-up laps, so it was pretty slow, and even by the end of the day I was not particularly lapping fast, but I definitely picked up as we went along for the few laps I did. I think when I look back at it, I think the speed that I was hitting at top speed was about 90 miles an hour, so although it looks pretty slow, I was still doing a fair pace, but when you compare it to the other cars on track that are hitting like 135, if not more, yeah, I probably looked like completely pathetic driving, but I was pretty proud of what I did that day, considering the sort of muscular issues I have, and I was the most disabled person going around the track that day. There was only one disabled team, and I was the most disabled of the lot, so yeah, I feel like I did pretty well, and it just goes to show that if you're sort of C5, 6 and below, spinal injury wise, you could definitely have a go. And there's also other various disabilities. I would definitely encourage you to give it a go and see what you can achieve, because I didn't think I'd be able to do as much as I did. I know they also take other disabilities, not just spinal injury, so definitely worth approaching them and seeing what they can do. Even if you can't get driving, as I say, they sort of stick you into another fast car, and even that's just absolutely fantastic. So I definitely recommend, like, a once in a lifetime experience, even going around the track at pace. Yeah, absolutely astounding. later in the day, they actually had a guy called Steve Rance, who was a professional motorsport driver, or ex-professional at least. He was actually held the track record round Neston circuit in the Porsche Carrera Cup. So yeah, pretty damn good driver, and he agreed to take me out in his Porsche around the circuit, which was absolutely fantastic experience. As we were going out, he sort of said, "How hard do you want to go?" He was a bit worried that I'd get scared. But I kind of was like, well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go out with a professional. So I said, give me the full race experience. I want to be thrown around. And what an experience it was. He was, yeah, absolutely thrashing that around. They're quite short straights. I was hitting about 90. I think he was going about 150 miles an hour. And near enough the speed I was going down the straights around the corners. So, yeah, absolutely spectacular. Once in a lifetime, as I say. But I would say the braking was so hard that I ended up with bruising on my shoulders here and here in the race harness. So I definitely recommend, if you do something like that, maybe wearing a bit of a thicker jumper or something, because I was just wearing a skinny shirt and it hurt quite a bit. Had a bit of bruising for the rest of the week, but 100% worth it, and yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I'm hoping to go back this year. All in all, what a day out, and I fully recommend trying to get on to one of their days. I'll put a link in the description that helps you if you want to check out their track days. You sign up below, and yeah, I really, as I say, couldn't recommend it more. I'll also add that they are hoping to get a charitable status, so they're currently raising money to be able to get that charitable status. So I'll put that link in description. They do really help sort of anyone with disabilities gain confidence and do something absolutely amazing that they wouldn't get to do like any other way. So I fully recommend them, and yeah, if you feel so much, please think about giving them some donation. And yeah, I would encourage anyone who, even if they think they can't do it, to give it a go. And even if you can't drive, then you can definitely have a go in one of the cars. So yeah, check them out, apply for one of the days. They do get filled up quite quickly, so they might be gone this year, but definitely check them out, see if there's a place available or apply for one, and yeah, you'll never know. Anyway, that'll be it for this week's Tetra Travels. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it maybe gives you an idea of something else you can do. And yeah, I always love talking about these things. I'm hoping to do more videos like this, so please like, share, and subscribe. Really helps me out. I've got some exciting plans coming up, and this is where I announced that it looks like I might be doing some fitness training videos. I've got a pretty big possible expedition next year where I'm aiming, at the moment it's touch and go whether it will happen, but I'm looking to maybe go up Kilimanjaro, so I need to start getting fit for that. And yeah, please like the videos, and I'll sort of keep updates on that and my progress. I hope to see you all soon, and yeah, have a great week.